The San Francisco International Airport buzzed with the chaos of a September morning. A delicate fog clung to the terminal's glass walls, softening the clamor of rolling suitcases and hurried voices. Amid this restless tide, Maya Johnson stepped off a shuttle bus, her presence a quiet note in the symphony of travel. At 52, she carried herself with understated grace. Her navy sweater and black slacks bore the faint creases of a long journey. Her braided hair, neatly pulled back, framed a face both warm and resolute, her deep brown eyes scanning the crowd with purpose. A worn leather satchel hung from her shoulder, holding a laptop, a well-loved journal, and a silver locket, a gift from her late mother, its faint gleam a reminder of her roots. Maya was no ordinary traveler. As CEO of Greenwave Solutions, a renewable energy company valued at $2 billion, she held a 45% stake in a firm that had reshaped the industry. Her name had appeared in Forbes, her speeches on sustainability earning standing ovations at global conferences. Yet, she shunned the trappings of wealth: no designer bags, no private jets. She flew commercial to stay grounded, connected to the world she aimed to change. Today's flight to New York was no vacation. It was a mission to secure investors for Greenwave's next phase. Her business class ticket for seat 3B was a rare indulgence, a chance to prepare in peace. As she moved through the terminal, her steps measured but confident, whispers followed. A businessman in a sharp suit glanced at her satchel, his smirk fleeting but sharp. A woman with a designer tote muttered, "Some people don't belong in priority lanes." Maya heard but didn't flinch, her focus fixed ahead. These were the first threads of prejudice, pinpricks she'd felt before, judgments based on her modest attire, her blackness, her refusal to flaunt wealth. Raised in Oakland by a schoolteacher mother, Maya lived by a simple truth. Power isn't in what you wear, but in what you do. At the gate, she handed her boarding pass to a young agent, whose tight smile and lingering gaze over her sweater hinted at doubt. "One moment," the agent said, typing with unnecessary force. "Name?" she asked, her tone clipped. "Maya Johnson," Maya replied, her voice steady. The agent hesitated, then handed back the pass with reluctance. Nearby, a man in a tailored suit leaned toward his companion. "Business class is too generous these days," he said, his glance at Maya unmistakable. Another passenger, her perfume sharp, added, "They'll let anyone in now." Their words hung heavy, a silent challenge to Maya's right to exist in their space. Boarding the plane, Maya felt the weight of stares, some curious, others hostile. She settled into seat 3B, her satchel tucked beneath, her journal open to notes for her investor pitch. A man in a pinstriped suit muttered, "Economy's that way." A woman with diamond earrings smirked, her phone already out, sensing a spectacle. Maya's poise remained unshaken, but the cabin was a powder keg, and she was the spark no one saw coming. The business class cabin of Skyline Air Flight 214 was a haven of privilege, its plush seats bathed in soft light. Maya adjusted her locket, a quiet anchor, and traced a line in her journal. For a moment, the aircraft's hum felt like a cocoon, but the calm shattered when Richard Carter, the lead flight attendant, approached. His starched uniform and cold gray eyes carried an air of authority laced with contempt. "Ma'am, this is business class. Boarding pass, please," he said, his tone dripping with skepticism. Maya handed it over, her voice calm. "Maya Johnson, seat 3B." Richard studied the pass with exaggerated care, as if it were a forgery. The cabin grew quiet, passengers sensing drama. A man too rose, a head turned, eyebrow raised. A woman, Linda Hayes, whispered, "She doesn't look the part." Richard's scrutiny stretched on. "There's an issue," he said loudly, meant for all to hear. "Stay here." He strode to the galley, signaling two colleagues, Sarah, a younger attendant with a forced smile, and Tom, a lanky man with a scowl. Their whispers carried. "Does she look like business class?" Sarah muttered. Tom snorted, "Probably grabbed the wrong pass." Linda's voice rose. "That sweater's from a discount rack." A man with a gold watch added, "They'll let anyone board now." Richard returned, his face a mask of false courtesy. "Ma'am, the system shows 3B as reserved for a priority client. You're in economy, 28D. Move now." Maya's brow furrowed, her calm tested. "I booked this seat." Can you check again? She asked politely. Richard's eyes narrowed. Don't cause a scene, he snapped. Sarah stepped forward, arms crossed. Economy's fine for you, she said, her words laced with disdain. Tom loomed behind. Move, or we'll call security. The cabin became a stage, Maya cast as the intruder. Passengers watched, some gleeful, others judgmental. A woman in a cashmere coat murmured, "Some people will try anything." Maya rose, her satchel slung over her shoulder, and walked to economy, each step a test of dignity. Richard led the way, Sarah and Tom flanking her like guards. A teen in row 15 snickered, his phone recording. Tried to sneak into business class, he whispered, posting online. The economy cabin was cramped, the air stale. Seat 28D's lumpy cushion sat under a flickering light. Maya settled in, her journal clutched tightly, her heart heavy with scorn. A man in a loud jacket, John Reed, leaned over. Nice try, lady, he said, his grin cruel. His wife, Karen, smirked, her phone out. This'll get views, she muttered, typing furiously. The plane taxied, the real turbulence in the air around Maya's storm of prejudice ready to erupt. In economy, the hostility grew bolder. John Reed leaned over again. Thought you could play VIP with that thrift store look? Karen's camera rolled, her narration vicious. So this woman tried to sneak into business class. Look at her now. Her video, posted on social media, spread like wildfire, captioned, "Business class fail. Know your lane." Comments piled on, each a tiny cut. Richard strutted through, his badge gleaming. She's the one who caused the fuss, he said loudly. Sarah skipped Maya's row during drink service. Oops, ran out, she said, her sarcasm drawing snickers. Tom tossed a blanket half onto her lap. Don't say we didn't hook you up, he quipped. The cabin was a pressure cooker, each jab tightening the screws on Maya's composure. A college kid leaned over, his phone glowing. Scam tickets often, he asked, his tone cruel. Maya met his gaze. I'm just traveling, like you. He scoffed, posting, fake rich lady still acting cool. The hashtag skyline fail, know your plaza trended, amplifying the cruelty. Maya's fingers rested on her journal, her mother's words echoing. They'll try to break you, but your strength is in your silence. She sipped her water, her movements deliberate, a quiet defiance. Skyline Air's New York headquarters gleamed with glass and steel. Inside, a boardroom hummed with tension executives, shareholders, and a PR team sat around a polished table. Richard, Sarah, and Tom, smug in their crisp uniforms, expected praise for protecting the airline's image. The oak doors swung open, and James Thornton, the chairman, entered, his presence commanding silence. Behind him was Maya, her navy sweater unchanged, a folder in hand. The trio froze, their confidence evaporating. Thank you for coming, James said, his voice steely. Yesterday, a passenger was humiliated. You removed her from business class and mocked her before an entire cabin. He clicked a remote, and Karen's video played every sneer, every taunt. The room fell silent, the attendants' faces paling. The woman you shamed is Maya Johnson, James said, CEO of Greenwave Solutions, a key investor, and my appointee to our advisory board. Gasps rippled through. Richard's hands trembled. Sarah stared at the floor, Tom's jaw clenched. Maya rose, her voice soft but resonant. I'm not here for revenge, she said, sliding her folder across the table. This documents 19 incidents of racial and class-based bias on Skyline flights. I was one. Others weren't so lucky. This isn't about might, it's about a system that emboldens cruelty. Her folder revealed charts, testimonies, a grandmother mocked for her accent, a student denied service for his hoodie. I'm asking for justice, she said, her clarity cutting through the tension. The board leaned in, some nodding, others scribbling. James turned to them. We decide now. Protect profit or rebuild trust. A vote was called, unanimous. The PR head, Lisa Wong, proposed retraining and reform. Maya added, start with accountability. Richard was reassigned to the complaint desk, facing angry callers. Sarah served a month in economy, her charm tested by crowded rows. Tom hauled bags in the rain, his arrogance drenched. All three faced training under Maya's equity in the skies charter, a blueprint from her report. Skyline launched a global campaign, Respect in Flight, to retrain staff and redesign policies. Maya's vision took root, her pain a movement. The boardroom doors closed, but her legacy soared. 3 months later, at LaGuardia Airport, Maya stepped off a shuttle, her locket glinting, her satchel holding a new boarding pass for seat 3B. The holiday bustle swirled around her, but the gate felt different. A young agent, Malik, greeted her warmly. "Welcome, Ms. Johnson." The jetway was no longer a gauntlet, but a bridge to a new era. In business class, Maya watched a young man in a hoodie, his backpack clutched tightly, receive a pillow and blanket from Sarah, now softened by lessons learned. A woman with a thick Spanish accent got a warm meal, a student in a patched jacket a headset. The absence of Richard and Tom was a silent victory. The plane climbed, the cabin a symphony of equity. Maya's journal lay open, her pen still, her eyes drinking in the scene. Clouds parted, revealing a vast horizon. Her mother's words echoed. "Power is in what you do." As the wheels touched down in Chicago, applause erupted, a spontaneous ode to a transformed flight. Maya rose, her stride unbroken. The young man in the hoodie stood taller, his backpack a badge of belonging. Sarah's voice followed, sincere. "Thank you, Ms. Johnson, for the lesson." Maya smiled, not smug, and nodded. The skies had changed, and Maya Johnson had rewritten their rules. Her quiet strength had proven equality was a right, not a gift. The city's lights twinkled below, and Maya walked toward the horizon, her heart full, her legacy soaring. What do you think of Maya's story? Have you faced or witnessed injustice in everyday spaces like airports, workplaces, or communities? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe one person's stand can spark real change? Let's discuss how we confront prejudice and build a fairer world.